Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I told everybody this. It's a setup from the beginning. They always knew. Remember in the summer when I told everybody, I said, hey, look what they did with Bitcoin. I said, look, they said Bitcoin was trash at first. All these big money people, all these experts, only to then reveal that they went out and bought Bitcoin. Remember that? You heard it right from the horse's mouth. You saw the videos. You saw the article. You read the articles. And then I said what? I said they're doing the same thing with XRP and the rest of the bank coins and utility coins. They say it's bad at first. They lay all of these blockades in the way so it can't take off. So then the people get worn out. It's a war of attrition. They wear you out. They shake you out. They say it's trash. It's not good. We don't like it. The whole while they are the most tricky, slippery individuals on the planet. People that have, they've been wealthy for quite some time. They will do anything. They play the game in a dirty way. They will do anything to get more wealth and to keep you out. But they'll do that. They'll say it always bad as trash. This is what they did with XRP. Then now you hear them all coming out. By the way, click that like button if you're enjoying the content. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Let's get to 100K subscribers. Yep, we're going to set the goal there. Let's get to 100K subscribers. Subscribe to the channel. So now they're all coming out. So we heard Mike Novogratz the other week. Oh, he was so much against XRP, right? But it says here, and this is not the point of this is not the article. I just want to I want to put him out there first. Then we're going to go into this other guy here who now loves XRP. Galaxy Digital CEO Mike Novogratz says he was dead wrong about XRP and Ripple. We covered that last week, right? So they're all coming out now saying, "Oh, we love XRP." Why? Because the time is almost here. Possibly not financial advice. I don't have a crystal ball, but we can see the buildup. It looks like the time is near for life-changing gains. We've had all the top people calling for some sort of massive bull run in 2024. I believe that that's a great possibility as well, right? So now that they're in position, all of a sudden they love XRP. Wait, there's another one coming out saying they love XRP. What is this that we have here? This article is titled, "Former Goldman Sachs executive explains why he bought XRP. It was an opportunity of a lifetime." Oh, first you didn't like XRP. Now it's an opportunity of a lifetime. They always do this. They always do this. It says here, this is about Raoul Pal. Let's just make that clear. Raoul Pal, right? Paul shared that he initially delved into XRP based on the guidance of an intelligent and thoughtful friend, an advisor who knew the truth from the beginning. They known the truth from the beginning all along. It was going to be life-changing gains, as he calls it, opportunity of a lifetime, but we'll get there. It says he noted that the friend conveyed insights contradicting the prevailing narrative about XRP, prompting him to delve deeper. According to Paul, the opportune moment to enter XRP, get this, look how they set everything up. And we've been saying this all along. When everybody's going left, you go right. When the world spins in a circle, learn to move backwards. You have to be contrarian. You have to think for yourself. If you follow the group, they're going right over a cliff. That's typically how it happens. But look at this. The opportune moment to enter XRP became apparent following the emergence of the SEC lawsuit against XRP. So while everyone else was selling, he was buying. While everyone else was running away, he was stacking at lows. I won't say all-time lows. He was stacking at lows. Right. Specifically, he disclosed making his first XRP purchase during the uproar of the suit. So all the chaos is going on, he's buying. Smart move. I'll tell you what, these are some dastardly individuals, a little dirty at times, but they are not dumb. They are very smart and very cunning when it comes to making money. They know how to get to that money. They don't care what anyone else says. That person, I'm sure, was an advisor. So it's not like some friend. Oh, it's my friend. Right. A friend, you're listening to a friend, but all those advisors that you have didn't key you in to XRP's true value. That's nonsense. It says here, in his words, quote, when the court case came out, that's when I bought XRP. When you see something like that, it's like, okay, now the price has been massively discounted. That's how they look at everything. While retail is like, oh, the price went down, I'm going to sell. It's not going so good. The big money is like, oh, the price went down. Time to buy. And they buy. And why? He could have talked about anything in the world. We already know he loves Bitcoin, right? Probably loves Ethereum as well. He could talk about anything right now. Solana, there's a lot of projects popping off, doing very well. Chainlink, nope. He's talking about XRP. Why? Right? Why does he say it's the opportunity of a lifetime? But let's keep going. Moreover, Powell highlighted that many individuals had exited the XRP market amid the suit. Oh, they're telling. It's too late now. So he's like, well, I'm just going to tell. They don't get it yet. They don't see what's coming for XRP. I don't need them to, but I'm just saying that this is very eye-opening, right? It says he described, he's going to tell you out of his own mouth. I mean, that sounds kind of weird. What other mouth would he tell you out of? But you get what I'm saying. He described the situation as a lifetime opportunity. Really? And do you believe that he's talking about these few cents that XRP has gone up in the last few months? You think he's talking about those few cents? Or do you think he's talking about the life-changing gains to any higher level? You make up your mind where you think that price can go. Any higher level. Of course he is. Of course he's talking about that. What else would he be talking about? Like a lifetime opportunity. This is how this wealthy individual thinks about XRP. But a lot of the regular people will tell you, oh man, no, XRP, the price hasn't gone up. It's not doing anything. Oh, well, Rob Paul says it's a lifetime opportunity. Interpret that how you will. It says, motivated by this perspective, the investor noted that he has held on to his XRP portfolio ever since. No matter what happened, he held it. What does that tell you? Oh, it's a glorious day. It definitely is. Our time is near, in my humble opinion. You could disagree with that. I'm perfectly fine with that. He talks some more. He's just telling it's already too late. He already got in position. The big businesses have gotten in position. The banks have gotten in position as well. They just need that absolute regulatory clarity. They just need the SEC stuff to be done. And then they're going to jump in. You're really going to see some activity if and when that happens. So it's already too late. So now they can talk about it. They can let everybody know this is about to be big. It's about to be huge. This is why they've also been telling the people it's about to be the biggest bull run of all time. This next true bull run, whenever it happens, 2024, 2025, does it make a difference if we're talking about generational wealth, life-changing gains, possible hundreds of thousands of dollars up to millions made? Does it make a difference? I suppose to some it does. I suppose. It says here, quote, he's telling some more. Quote, yeah, we know it's a real thing. What? My word. The timing of this is so strategic. I love every second of this. Let's quote, yeah, we know it's a real thing. Half the people have been shut out of the market. This is the opportunity of a lifetime. So he's feasting at these times where everybody else is shaking up, where everybody else is selling everything. He's feasting like a shark, devouring everything, building up because he knows he's going to ride that wave on up. When everything starts exploding like it did the last bull run, and my word, I missed that last bull run. I do. Oh, sweet, sweet bull run. Return to us. Yeah, I can't wait. And so he bought low and he's going to ride that wave up. Oh, yeah. So he repeats it. He's telling everybody twice. This is what he says. This is the opportunity of a lifetime. Alert, warning, warning. They're telling. I might name the video that. I need a good title. It's hard to come up with good titles. It says, so that's when I bought it and I've held it ever since. Me and you both, pal. I don't play with the bank coins. Why am I raising my voice? I'm a little excited. Like, oh man, Everything we've been saying has, well, not everything, but a great deal. I say like 95% of what we've been saying has been coming true. We made a good call on Solana, boom, right? We made a good call on Chainlink recently, boom. We made a good call on gold, boom. Now everything has had a pullback, but that's expected. People are going to take profit, right? I mean, and then things like this. The mass takeover that's happening with Stellar. Oh, we got a Stellar chapter. We're going to get to that in about a chapter or two. Oh, man. They're tied up in some major things here. It's getting crazy with Stellar. People better pay attention. Hey, I mean, they don't have to, but one would be wise. So now we're going to leave that article there. Let's move on here. Okay. I had so much fun with that article. It was time to move on. It said, so now, we're going to jump right to the XLM information. Listen, we all know. It was a strategic move for Stellar to get involved with the United Nations, right? What other bank coin is now involved with the United Nations? Algorand, but we'll get to that later. Now, one has to ask, and I said this before, have you seen this with multiple projects Stellar is involved with? They start out here, but they want to end up there. Every one of these offerings is just an entry-level offering. It's not where it ends. They start off small. They're going to grow it. It's going to go somewhere further if they're happy with the initial way that the projects are running. United Nations is no different. They have big visions for blockchain. So these first few things they're doing with Stellar can grow exponentially in the future, and that could be major. But first, you have to know the psychology or the mind state of those who are using that particular system in order for you to calculate where it could possibly go. And I'm telling you, if the United Nations uses blockchain how they want to, this is going to be huge for Stellar and Algorand. But let's read it. Right? Let's get it right from the horse's mouth. This is from the United Nations, UN.org. It's a document titled Blockchain and Sustainable Growth. Listen to the verbiage that they use. It says here, just 2 paragraphs. Bear with me. It says, the power of blockchain thus lies not in the technology itself, but rather in how it has reframed many discussions across various parts of our society and economy. So already they're giving you a big picture view of things. They're saying, don't think small, think big. Let's keep going. Blockchain shows us that there are options, that we can organize society differently. What? Do you understand what they're alluding to? And we talked about this long ago. Listen, they're not just looking at the financial industry. And I said this before, didn't I? I said it's not just a new financial system. They're looking to use these types of things like Stellar to set up a completely new global system. Unfortunately, this comes with positives and negatives. But if I tell you what, if they pull this off and they're using Stellar and Algorand as well, and they grow that relationship and its use, that equals a lot of capital flowing through Stellar or Algorand if that were to happen. No guarantees, not financial advice. But they're looking globally. They're saying to themselves, they can use it, yes, for tokenization of everything. Yes, for new financial system, but they can also use it for digital IDs. They can use it for tracing, traceability, not just on capital, but heck, on people, really, especially in institutions. That's where it really begins. Within institutions, within businesses, traveling, everything is going to flow across chain. Everything. This is how they're looking at it. You think not? Let's keep going. It says here, blockchain shows us that we can organize society differently. It has launched 1,000 different thought experiments, but the resulting solutions, which will be delivered a decade or 2 from now, may or may not be based on blockchain or cryptocurrencies. Did you know that they were doing thought experiments? Were you aware that they were looking at blockchain as a reorganizer of society? Huh? Oh, what we're involved in is much bigger than what people could ever imagine, but they don't want to believe it. Sometimes the picture is too big. Sometimes the burden and the weight is too much for some people to carry. Do you think it's a mistake? We just covered if you didn't see that video the other day, it was titled XRP, XLM alert. I think it was alert something. Facts. Those were based on facts. We had a White House letter from Stellar to the White House in there. Do you believe that things like that are taking place because Stellar doesn't want to dominate the globe? Let's keep going. I don't want to waste too much time. It says here, the discussions that started from this point, however, will have been important contributions to the progress that society makes around digital technologies and what they can mean for humankind. That's another thing I want to throw in there. I'm pretty sure at some point in the future that there is a very possible that across the globe, they can have certain voting going on on the blockchains. Oh, man. And let me tell you, well, I won't get too deep into that, but they're looking at this in a global way. It's very interesting, a little concerning. There's a lot of money behind it, but it's very interesting. It says here, let's keep going. For these reasons, it is important that everyone, including the United Nations, engage with these technologies. Which ones are they engaged with right now? Stellar and Algorand, to understand and learn from them. It says at its most basic level, blockchain speaks to a deep human need, one of being able to trust other people. There goes that trust again. But what does trust mean in their world, their context? It means control. That means you have to abide by these laws that we set. You have to abide by these rules that we set within these organizations, within these nations, wherever it is, and we have to be able to enforce it, right? Sorry, I'm a little excited. I'm talking a little fast. I won't always talk like this, but it is what it is. I'm different on different days. It says being able to trust other people, that's control, organizations and companies in a world where most of our interactions are mediated and stored digitally. Everything will be digitized, everything that they can. That's an unprecedented amount of capital flowing around, right? Value floating around, but also they're looking at it as an unprecedented amount of control. It says it is arguable how well it captures that notion of trust. Wow. Or whether any technology can ever actually replicate what a human being thinks, feels, and acts like when they trust and are trusted. United Nations, I don't know if you're aware, you sound like a super villain. Why would you want to go that deeply? It says these concepts are deeply human, as are the power structures within which digital solutions are built. Blockchain is often discussed as removing intermediaries or creating democratic solutions to problems. That's how they come in. Everyone, look, you got to be careful of entities that enter under the guise of, we're going to help you. We're going to help you. These powerful entities want what? More power. Power typically wants more power. That's what it wants, right? But this is how they do it. And Stellar's very much similar. They're like, we want to help everybody. Meanwhile, they want that big money. They're going after that big money. As you can see, they're trying to involve themselves in everything that's huge, major, world changing. What is Stellar involved in that's not world changing? Interesting. It says, but it may merely replace existing analog power structures with digital ones and cause decision making within such context to become more brutally binary. Truth, quote unquote, this is how they phrase it, right? On the blockchain does not leave room for interpretation as today's systems do. And they're talking about that as a positive thing. So they want to go all in on blockchain. We're going to end off with this here. Context is critical for the development of any technology, as is the political economy within which exists. Those who have tried to use blockchain, however, have quickly realized something. It forces a new level of cooperation. See, that control. And that's one thing that Stellar has always promoted as being one of their best aspects. You can build on Stellar and you have the control. No one's in control of Stellar. The ultimate decentralized blockchain, right? We're in deep with the governments. We're in deep with the banks. Listen, if Stellar keeps on this path, holy smokes, their potentiality is through the freaking roof, right? I'm very excited to see what they unveil in the future, but we'll see. I don't have a crystal ball, but these are interesting times to say the least. Then it ends off here. It says, forces a new level of cooperation. It requires partnerships. And if it requires partnerships, but it forces a new level of cooperation. You see how that's sort of dichotomic? If you force cooperation, then there's not much of a partnership here. We sort of have to cooperate. It forces cooperation. It says, and deep discussions of what transparency and inclusion truly looks like, which I interpret. You can have your own interpretation of that. But obviously, if it forces cooperation and there's power levels here, there's a higher level power and a lower level power. That means by using, let's say they're using Stellar, they would have to flood that system with information, which also is going to have value attached to it, right? Everything is valuable. Everything has a value to it, but you have to flood Stellar with information in order to use that traceability, smart contracts, using XLM as a back mechanism for liquidity in case everything else is illiquid, which a lot of currencies will be illiquid. They're very difficult. A lot of value is going to be illiquid. Remember that. And XLM is used for what? To fill in the gaps where other things of value are illiquid, right? You can still move your capital because XLM is there. So you have to do that in order to enforce your will. This, like they said, forces a new level of cooperation on these smaller, weaker entities. And by that's what I take inclusion to mean. You will be able to force yourself to be included in everything that you could not be included in before. And that goes for the United Nations, that goes for the White House, that goes for Wisdom Tree, that goes for Franklin Templeton. They're looking at this as an opportunity of a lifetime to access value and power that they have never done before. If they do that through Stellar, and they just, through this paragraph, 2 paragraphs, this is an entire paper, by the way, but they go deeper. But through this technology, something like Stellar, if they use it for this, people better watch out. But let's move on here. All right, we're going to close out. I had like 4 more articles, but I'll post them later for the members only section to read in the members only section. All right. So let's close out here. So this article here is from CoinGate.com and it's titled Flare. Flare have been making a lot of headlines lately. I'm glad to see some activity with Flare. Flare network to bring new utility to Bitcoin, XRP, and Doge. You know they have their F assets. So you know that they're going to be allowing people to mint their F assets and earn yield and all that type of stuff. This could get interesting very quickly because people want to make money off of all of these things that they may have just sitting around, right? Not sitting around, but you know what I mean. They're not really putting this into use. They're just holding it. It says Flare Labs, a Ripple Labs-backed blockchain for data network, has recently announced plans to revolutionize the utility of Bitcoin, XRP, and Dogecoin through its innovative F asset system. This development marks a huge step forward. Well, we heard about that. We read an article about that before. It says here, F assets, a gateway to new possibilities. We know about that as well. It's interesting to see if people are going to start using it. I've seen a little bit of uptick in the price, just the tiniest little uptick. So I'm guessing that people are starting to come over there. They're going to need a lot more advertising to push this across the community. I'll tell you that much. And they definitely, one problem with Flare, they definitely rub people the wrong way with certain of their activities. So they're going to have to really make things look delicious and probably make things look delicious to bring certain people back in. And even let's say they don't want to do that, they're going to need to access new communities. Simple as that. New people that may want to use Flare network services that haven't been rubbed the wrong way. All right. So now let's move on from there. Flare have been looking pretty good. A little bit of Hedera information here. So this is from Hedera.com. It says Charles Atkins appointed as president of the Hedera Council. All right, so let's find out. It says new president has held leadership roles at Aptos, Polygon. Now that's important for me because Polygon has made a lot of good deals. Oh yes, they've made a lot of good, powerful partnerships. You remember Polygon's one of our original utility coins, and I still believe in Polygon, by the way. They've been doing a great job. So to have someone that led Polygon now associated with Hedera, this could get interesting very quickly. It says The Treasury Department. Oh, so this person has some power as well, and good connections, right? So this is very interesting. And at leading consumer products and financial services firms. The Hedera Council, December 13, 2023, it says, announced the appointment of Charles Atkins as its new president. Atkins brings a wealth of experience in Web3 technology, including key roles at prominent Web3 organizations. It says Atkins expressed his excitement about joining Hedera. Quote, I've always been very interested in the Hedera protocol and the technology, but equally, if not more importantly, in the governance model and the impressive global governing council. Over the several decades that I've been in technology, I've seen that enterprise and government adoption holds the promise to enable the use of new technology by the masses. All right, so this person has a good vision. We'll see how they actuate on that, but these are exciting times. A lot is changing. The bank coins are building, getting stronger, bringing in powerful people, bringing in more partnerships. Let's see where all this leads. We will see. So now we're going to end off here, of course, with a little bit of gold news. All right. So this is from kitco.com and it's titled Gold to Outperform Silver and Platinum as Weak Growth Forces the Fed to Cut Rates in 2024. It says gold is expected to be the best performing asset in the precious metals sector in 2024 as the world faces a potential recession. The world, I'm glad they put it like that because I'm looking at everything as is happening globally, by the way, which if you haven't seen, which was the country, there was a country today that announced that we're going to have an injection of liquidity. Who was it? It wasn't Japan, right? No, it wasn't Japan because Japan did it years prior. They injected a lot of liquidity into their financial system to keep it afloat. They have big problems. The UK also, if you remember maybe about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, they injected liquidity into their economy to keep it afloat, into their financial system. You know, the United States does that all the time. They just fabricating money and just keeping this artificial liquidity out there. It was China. Now, China, that's who it was. China is now going to have to inject liquidity into their financial systems to keep it afloat. Go read that article. It was just put out, I think, either today or yesterday. So yes, it's going to be a global recession. Things are going to get interesting very, very quickly. And I would say global depression, not recession, depression. But let's keep going. It says here, forcing investors to look for safe haven assets. We told people about gold for a long time. Some people listen, some people went to silver. Silver is also very good. Platinum is okay. But gold and silver, in my humble opinion, are the best of the precious metals. But yeah, a lot of people are going to be racing to safe haven assets. They just don't know it yet. This is according to a European precious metals firm. Commodity analysts at Heraeus Precious Metals released their 2024 outlook, and they see gold trading in a range between $1,880 and $2,250 an ounce in the new year as a slowing economy forces the Federal Reserve to cut interest rates. The analyst noted that gold has held up relatively well as the Federal Reserve has aggressively raised interest rates, providing solid support for the US dollar and pushing bond yields to multi-year highs. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, everybody, let's get to the money.